want to congratulate Mexico for winning the Gold Cup against the USA team. They beat them 2-1. In no way, shape, or form is the men's soccer team considered a powerhouse when we talk about the grand scheme of soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. The United States dominates in a lot of things sports-wise. Basketball, even though the world is catching up, but basketball, football, even though I don't think there's, outside of Canada, there's not really anywhere else that plays football. Women's soccer or women's football. But men, nah. But one thing that the men had was the CONCACAF or the Gold Cup, which is essentially this region's FIBA championship. And for a good minute, the United States was the premier team in the Gold Cup. Except for these last 2 years. These last 2 years, Mexico has essentially dethroned the United States when we talk about winning a championship because they beat them for the second straight year. I think when you look at that, if you looked at the match, there are some things that, some positives you can take for Team USA, seeing as though they were uber aggressive the entire game. And the fact that if it really wasn't for a late goal from Mexico, Team USA was in prime position to win that. And on top of that, there was a hand, dude from Mexico touched put his whole hand on the ball, and it wasn't called. And I think that kind of took Team USA out of mentally. It took them out. The coach was kind of going crazy because again, it was a clear handball. It was just like, oh, they're not gonna. And then on top of that, Mexico scored, I think, shortly after that. Maybe even on that same play. So there are some positives to take out of your Team USA, and you lost again to Mexico in the Gold Cup. But you still lost. You know, you still were you didn't win the day. And this is now the second year in a row that you lost to Mexico. Essentially the same way. When you see teams like, you know, Argentina, Brazil, Germany, it's far-fetched to expect Team USA to compete with those teams. We're just being honest here. In fact, I'm not saying it was solely because of Team USA, but one of the reasons why the Gold Cup or CONCACAF was essentially created was because those teams, like the Argentinas, the Brazils, the Germanys, the Switzerland, like they were dominating FIBA. And to a certain extent, or the World Cup, to a certain extent, they still dominate the World Cup. And that's understandable. It's like one day you might have to go against Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal, and then the next day you have to go up against Neymar in Brazil, and then you can arguably see Lionel Messi in Argentina in the final, or go up against the powerhouse that is Germany. Like teams on, you know, this side of the globe didn't really have, you know, the Team USAs, the Mexicos, they didn't really have a shot on the men's side when we talk about the World Cup. So to, I guess, create some type of enjoyment, some type of parity, they created the CONCACAF, they created the Gold Cup. I can be completely off with my history, but that's kind of what it feels like. And I say all that to say, while, yes, you can take some positives out of this, Team USA is supposed to win this because when you look at the teams that were in it, Team USA should be clear-cut favorites for the second year in a row, might I add. But this is also the second year in a row where they lost. Again, congratulations to Mexico. But Team USA should win. And while you can quote unquote take positives away from it, at the end of the day, you still lost. Lost a cup that essentially was catered for Team USA to win, if we're being completely honest. This is the second year in a row. And again, congratulations to Mexico for beating Team USA in the Gold Cup 2-1. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.